today we're going to be talking about habits and really how to build sustainable habits. So whenever you first decide that you have this goal and this is the habit that you're going to change in order to make it sustainable, there's an excitement with it, right? And it's easy to make those changes for the first couple days, but then after a while, it's not as easy. And when you think about it, whenever you're trying to put a new habit in place, you are trying to do things a little bit at a time, consistently, over time, and ultimately, you're doing that in order to achieve something in the long term. The distractions that you're faced with and the temptations that you're faced with, it's instant gratification. So you're constantly fighting between having this instant gratification and staying consistent in order to achieve something long term. So we all get sucked in by instant gratification. Who doesn't want something when they can have it right now? But you have to stay strong. And that's what we're going to talk about today. It's just three ways to make sure that the habits you are building are long-term sustainable habits. So starting with a reasonability check. Whenever you decide that this is the new habit that I want, you need to make sure, is it reasonable to sustain over the long term? So for example, if you have never exercised a day in your life and you decide you want to be more healthy and you decide that every day you're going to work out for hours on end, probably not sustainable. Darren Hardy talks about this in his book, The Compound Effect, and gives an example of somebody who wanted to gung-ho change his life and start exercising and started doing it for 2 hours a day. There's no way. You can't. That's something that you build up towards. Now, half hour a day, yeah, that's more sustainable. Doing it in your house as opposed to a gym that's hours away, yeah, that's definitely more sustainable. So again, these are things that Darren Hardy talks about in The Compound Effect, and I think that's a great book for anybody who's looking to make a change in their habits. Definitely recommend that one. But make sure that the habits are reasonable. The second thing is taking a look at the habits and figuring out what can go wrong, right? What are the things that are going to derail you, and preparing for them as much as you can. So an example of how I've applied this is with eating habits, trying to make sure that I have that I'm fueling my body with good stuff. So I know that when I come home from work, usually my kids have already eaten, so it's just me eating. And so if I don't have something that I can make that's healthy and that takes less than 15 minutes to prepare, I'm going to be snacking on the kids' goldfish. I'm going to be snacking on anything I have in sight. So what I do in order to make sure that I stay on track is I food prep. Every Sunday I come up with our menu for the week and cut up all the vegetables, go through, so that way I'm not having to do that during the weeknights, because if I have to, I'm not going to be successful. I know that. Same thing with exercising, just setting yourself up for success. I know that if I save it for the end of the day, after getting home, making myself something to eat, giving 3 kids a bath, reading them bedtime stories, doing any homework, there's no way that I'm going to feel like going and working out. So move that to the beginning of the day, make sure I get it in, setting myself up for success. Last thing that I would really recommend in order to consistently have those habits in place is accountability. So get an accountability partner. Post what you want to do on social media. Just having that check-in and that knowing that someone's watching, that definitely is a motivator and helps you stay on task. And truthfully, that's really what this website is for me. And I knew that I wanted to do more with my professional development, or my personal development rather. And so, but I didn't just want to read a book and read it, feel motivated, put it down, goes away. I wanted to find a way to be more engaged with it. I wanted to spend time thinking about it or writing about it, really letting those lessons sink in and figuring out how I could apply them in my daily life. So that's where I decided to start this website. And you know what? If I'm going to be learning about this stuff, and if I'm taking the time to either write a blog post about it or preparing to do a video blog, then I'm going to get more out of it than by just reading the book. And by coming to you guys saying, hey, I'm going to post a video every Sunday, that's my accountability, right? Like my friends and family are expecting this now, and it helps keep me on track. It's something I want to do, but now I know that that I have to show up, and so having a way to be accountable is definitely an awesome way to help make sure that you're building these long-term habits. So again, in order to really build those consistent habits, make sure that it's something that's reasonable. And again, try and prepare as much as you can in order to set yourself up for success. I always like to say that fail to plan, plan to fail. And last but not least, find an accountability partner. Find some way to be accountable, because if it's just you, you might get a little more relaxed, be like, I don't need to do that today, but push through, do it anyways. Find an accountability partner that will help push you in those times where you don't feel like doing it. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks, guys.